Awesome. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. And then if Rosa and David, you can give me the thumbs up that my screen is being shared.
Yes, you're sharing now.
Awesome. Do you see the HubSpot slide deck?
Sorry, we couldn't hear you.
Are you able to see the HubSpot slide deck?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, hi everyone. I am Edith, and I'll be your host for today's Fireside Chat, which is succeeding as an intern at HubSpot. I'm so excited to have you all here. So, during this session, you're going to hear from HubSpot interns who've been in your shoes. They'll share insights on their journeys and just tips for excelling as an intern. We also will have a Q&A session at the end, so feel free to drop in your questions throughout the event. And again, we'll answer them at the end. So, a little bit about myself. I am based in Los Angeles. I've been with HubSpot for 4 years now. I am the LATAM recruiter for HubSpot for interns. One of the things I love most about my role is supporting our LATAM team and just helping students discover exciting internship opportunities here at HubSpot. And before we jump in, I want to tell you a little bit about HubSpot as well. We are a global software company that helps businesses grow better through our customer relationship management platform. But beyond our product, what really makes HubSpot special is our culture. At HubSpot, we believe that how we work matters just as much as what we do. So our culture is built on flexibility, autonomy, and trust, and allowing employees to choose where and how they work. Whether you prefer working from home, in the office, or a mix of both, we definitely empower our team to do great work in a way that fits their lifestyle. Another big part of our culture is our commitment to learning and growth, and that's exactly why we're here today. Internships at HubSpot aren't just about getting experience, they're also about developing skills, building meaningful connections, and just opening the door for future opportunities. So here's what today will look like, and here's the agenda. So first, we'll do some quick introductions, then we'll jump into our panel discussion, and then at the end, we'll wrap up with an open Q&A where you can ask questions that come to mind. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Any question is a good question. It gives you more insight on like the day-to-day of David and Rosa. So definitely use them today if you have any questions because they have been interns with HubSpot for close to a year now. So now I'm excited to introduce you to our amazing panelists. Each of them has firsthand experience as a HubSpot intern, and they bring valuable insight on what it's like to be part of our HubSpot team. So let's get started by hearing a little bit about each of them. If you can also share where you're joining from today and what work option did you pick and why?
Hi, everyone. My name is Rosa. Right now, I am in the office. David is right next to me. Fun fact. So sorry if there's like a bit of overstepping in our audios. We're working as best as we can. But yeah, anyway, as Edith say, I've been here for close to a year now. I'm working as a sales and marketing intern. I've had the opportunity to lead many great projects, to be on top of social media for the Latin speaking part of our audience, to work alongside many great people, and I'm very excited to be here and just like share a bit of this amazing experience.
And hello, everyone. My name is David. Also, I'm here with Rosie over. We're getting to a year actually, so it's been a great experience. We're learning a lot. I'm more focusing sales strategy, and I've been working with a lot of cross-functional teams and lead different kind of projects. So I'm glad to be here and share this experience with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, both of you, for sharing and again for being part of this panel. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen so we can get into the Q&A portion. Awesome.
Awesome.
So our goal today is to give students a clearer picture of what an internship at HubSpot looks like and how to make the most out of their opportunity here at HubSpot. So for my first question, and David or Rosa, whoever wants to answer first can answer first. But the first question I have is, what motivated you to pursue an internship in sales? And how has your experience at HubSpot supported your career development in this field?
All right, so I would say like I'm a person who really loves selling. I mean, I'm like really talking good. I'm really good with talking with people and engaging with different kind of persons. And I went to my internship to be like a really great challenge. So I went to interview with a company that were mainly in the technological industry. And this has been really a big challenge. I was like really focused on developing different kind of skills. I was more focusing on the internship that provided me with improving my communication, my problem solving thinking that allows me to learn about software tool because I think this is an incredible industry to start for the internship. You can have great insights and is a really valuable experience. And Hotspot is helping me, has been helping me build my career with a lot of tools like since the beginning, I have bodies that help me and provide me with trainings, with the Academy of Hotspot. You really have a great team working with you since the beginning, providing you all this help that you need and always being there for you.
I love that. It sounds like HubSpot has really given you the tools and the support to grow. So thank you for sharing. Would love to hear from you now, Rosa.
Yeah, for sure. When I started this internship, my main goal was to learn everything about sales. I had a bit of marketing experience, but the way I see it, the sales expertise and all the abilities that you get are not only valuable for for your professional life, but also for your personal life, because I think every day we're selling ourselves to others. We're like kind of engaging in this come and go of things. So really gathering all those skills of the selling people have was valuable to me. I'm quite of a shy, introverted person, so I think sales also makes you come out of your shell a bit. So I was really interested in just like same as David, challenging myself to maybe try something different, something that could like help me build those special skills at the beginning of my career. So that was the outlook that I had when I started. And I think I've had a great experience with that so far. I think the managers here have been amazing with the coaching process and just like helping you be better every single day. And in a way that it doesn't seem like you're doing something wrong, but just like growing every day. So I think I've had an amazing experience. I've definitely come out of my shell a lot. I've met amazing people every day. I'm meeting new people, uh, um, remote and in the office. So far, I think it's been an amazing growing experience.
That's awesome. It's always interesting to hear what drew you to sales, especially because you have like a marketing background. And I feel like marketing and sales definitely go hand in hand. And sales, like you mentioned, gives you that experience to kind of build your communication skills. And it sounds like you gain confidence from that as well. And even just knowing you for the first few months, I definitely see the confidence in you. So thank you for sharing. And I'm sure everyone here wants to hear, like, what do you do every day? Like, what does a day-to-day look like? So if you can just provide insights, like in your day-to-day, your responsibilities, and the tasks that you handle as an intern here at HubSpot. So if whoever wants to go first.
Okay, for sure. I can go first. So I'd say it's been like a progressive overload. We started with really easy tasks to get to know the CRM, to get to know the software, to get to know the company and the business model, just like working with the accounts, looking what the reps do, how they do it, and just to get familiar with everything. And once we started to get more a bit of context, we started to get a bit more responsibilities. We started to get bigger projects to interact a bit more with the directors and the managers and help them side with them, which has been great. I also started just mainly on sales, and eventually during the internship, I had the opportunity to dive more into marketing. And for that, I've also had many great tasks. For example, at the beginning, I was mostly just working with webinars and just trying to help as much as I could on the chats and things like that. But eventually I got the opportunity to also manage the social media and just get dive a bit more into the world. Now I think the PR segment has me as their right hand, and I help with a lot of analysis and research of the market, which has been great. And also in sales, we had a major responsibility now with the developments of new segments here in Latam, and just like kind of being promoted, to call it like that, to bigger and more important responsibilities has been amazing.
That's so insightful. I think a lot of students always wonder what an internship actually looks like on a daily basis. So thank you for sharing those really great examples because it just goes to show that you're not working on these projects for nothing. Like what you're working on is very impactful and it definitely affects the business here at HubSpot. So thanks for sharing. And David, would love to hear your perspective on that.
I would love to Rosie explain that incredible good. Uh, but I would like to add, like in these day-to-day responsibilities, you can like you said, you see the impact that we as an interns can be helping the business. So it's not like just repetitive or just simple task, like great projects that challenge you. In this day-to-day, I think Rosie is more focused on marketing. On my side, in my day-to-day is more focused on like data and like cleaning and creating more report dashboards. We in my day-to-day I use the Hotspot, the platform, and also another tools like Looker. So I get the chance to learn these new tools that I know it's going to be useful my whole life because they're really, really great. And also key responsibility that actually just beginning this year and is now in our day-to-day basis is that we are now helping and growing the new interns that are are with us right now. So we have like meetings, like they ask us through Slack or and help them grow to help them maybe be better than ourselves at the beginning. So this has been amazing.
Awesome. It sounds like you're really getting like that hands-on experience that is going to help you in and prepare you for a career in sales and just being a leader and a mentor. So for those of you that are listening, take notes because this is what an internship is all about. So you definitely get a lot of skills that you'll gain and you'll experience here at HubSpot, which leads me to my next question because obviously like the day-to-day work that you're doing is helping you develop specific skills. So, what are some key skills and qualities that you believe are essential for success in your roles here as interns? So, whoever wants to jump in first.
Okay, I would like to begin. So I think the main skill that I will say for an intern and to keep developing as you go in the program is the communication skills. Like you don't have to be afraid to ask questions. You have to throw yourself to getting to know new people, new managers, your partners. I think also this this skill of communication can bring you a lot of opportunities to get to new projects or to really ask help if you need it. Like I will say that one of the main skills that I would like to develop a little bit even better in my role as an intern and in different roles.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. What about you, Rosa?
I think there's many. Among the ones that I think has been the more useful and that my managers like to highlight a lot is the time management and just like being able to prioritize and just do what you know you need to do and when you need to do it. Because something at HubSpot is that there is a huge flexibility. You will never have someone on top of you checking if you actually are doing what you're supposed to be doing. They are just counting that you will do it when you need to do it. So being able to manage many different things in a timely manner has been something very beneficial for me that I also think has opened many doors. And along with that, also being very mindful and thoughtful of everyone else. I think in this opportunity, you can find out that many people that you need to speak to are very busy, or maybe they're doing something and they don't have time for you right now. So it's always being mindful of other people's times, schedules, and remember that everyone in HubSpot will be very nice to you, but you also need to be very nice to them.
Awesome. Thank you both for sharing. And what I love is that the skills that you're learning, you'll use no matter what career you take, because these skills are definitely going to help you develop professionally, but also personally as well. And obviously in internships, it's always going to be a challenge. And you're going to overcome a lot of different things because you're learning as a professional for the first time as a student. So I want to hear from both of you, like what are some challenges that you faced during your internship, and how did you overcome them?
For sure. I think there's been many challenges. At the beginning, one of my biggest challenges, as David was saying, was communication. Although HubSpot is a very friendly environment, we're still like at a corporate level. So being able to adjust my communications to managers, directors, different types of people, was a very big challenge for me because I think I was used to a very informal type of speaking. And it was definitely a challenge to know how to adapt to different types of environments, like how you would speak on an email is not really the same as you would speak on a meeting, and it's not really the same as how you would speak when you're having a coffee on the cafeteria. So really gathering all that information of context and how to respond in each one was definitely a big challenge for me.
Awesome. I definitely appreciate your honesty just because challenges are a natural part of any new experience. And what's most important is how you approach the challenge and how you learn from that challenge. So thanks for sharing that. Would love to hear from you, David.
All right, so we overcome some really a lot of challenges. I would say like at the beginning, maybe for an intern, that if you want to stand out, a challenge that I overcame was choosing the right project to try and stand out, and like to prove that I'm really helping it. And I think the challenge was at the beginning that we have a lot of problems in Hotspot to solve and a lot of different opportunities, and that you want to be in every one of them. And I would say that the main insight I will take is really focusing on one project and really going all for it, like providing a lot of effort, a lot of hours, working on just one project at the beginning that you really enjoy, not just because if the manager, always there's some type of new problems, but really the opportunity in Hotspot is to you to choose your own project and work on what you really like.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for sharing. And I think your experience just proves that challenges don't hold you back. They help you move forward. And again, you're only learning and growing by going through these challenges. So they're not failures at all. They're just something that are going to help you grow again professionally or even personally. So for my next question, I definitely want to learn a little bit more on how you both manage to stand out, and make a positive impact during your time as an intern. So David or Rosa would love to hear from either of you first.
Okay, so to complement like the previous question, like you want to stand out, you want to be the best, you always want to be in the best projects. I think one of the main keys is not just focusing on my area, like sales strategy, but volunteering in these cross-functional projects, like not only sales, maybe in marketing with other managers, presenting myself. And from there, I was able to talk, like, for example, with directors of Latam. And from there, they start giving me like new project, like, hey, can you help me out with this? And this kind of opportunity is always like being so open to help. Like I don't have to close myself in just one area, but try to understand the whole flywheel of Hotspot, the whole the what Hotspot made Hotspot. So this, I think that's one of the things that I had the opportunity to stand out. And from there, we have to we provide help with different teams, like creating reports, creating like new ideas for the future of Hotspot. So I think it's really being open to not be afraid to talk with directors and managers. They are always there to help.
Yeah, definitely. Love that. So don't be afraid to raise your hand. Like if you have the capacity to take on like another project, or if you want to learn a little bit more about a different team, don't be afraid to raise your hand and volunteer yourself. If the opportunity is not there, that manager or that person that you ask will always think of you when a new opportunity opens up. So don't be afraid to raise your hand. And Rosa, would love to hear your perspective on that.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think the main thing here is always be open to help. Just like even if there's not really a project that you have your eye on, just being like, hey, doing this right now. Anything you have, I would love to participate. Because as you say, whenever something comes up, they will think of you. And on that note, I would say to try to keep yourself available, and that goes along with what I was saying of time management. Sometimes these projects will come up, and it's very important that you are available for them, especially because it's those type of projects that will definitely highlight you and like make you the next choice the next time an opportunity comes up. So if you can have a good time management and have all your projects in order, I'm sure you'll have more time to, whenever the opportunity comes up, just like be available for it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. And standing out isn't always about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about adding value, taking initiative, being proactive. That's something I hear with a lot of the managers is that they want the intern to be proactive. Don't wait around for someone to tell you what to do. Take initiative and ask to do it, or ask or present the project that you want to work on. Like be proactive in that sense, because it really goes a long way. And for my next question, like, what do you think are some questions that students should be asking during their internship just to gain the most from their experience?
Okay. One of the main questions, if you're in your internship, you have to understand what you want in life. Like, how I'm going to take this internship and which skills I'm going to develop. Like, for example, Ross is more in marketing. She wants to develop more skills in marketing. I'm more focused on data. So I try to talk with my manager and say, okay, I want this kind of projects in Looker, in Hotspot to create reports and understand. That's one of the main questions. What do you want to be focusing on, the improvement of your skills? And another one I would like to add is always ask for feedback in every part. Like, how can I do this better? In which part can I improve? That kind of question in every step of the internship is really insightful, because it's showing that you really want to improve. Is not taking like you're doing everything good, because or like always, we have some room of improvement. So that's the mainly two questions that I will ask in the internship.
Awesome. I love that you mentioned asking for feedback and not being afraid to ask questions. It's such a smart way just to gain insight and then also show initiative that you want to grow professionally, that you want to learn. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. What about you, Rosa?
Well, I agree very much with the asking for their feedback. I think that's the main one. And I would also recommend trying to ask, who else can you meet? Like maybe you're interested in something, but you don't really know who to connect with. You can always ask, like, who is someone I should be talking with? Who is someone I should introduce myself? And just like always trying to create those meaningful connections to try to develop yourself a bit more every day in the internship.
Yeah, that's such a great point. And asking the right questions can really shape your experience and help you learn beyond just your daily task. So again, going back to not being afraid to ask questions, it shows curiosity, engagement, and the desire to grow. And obviously, you both being interns here, you guys both have been here for almost a year. I would love to hear some advice that you would give students that are considering an internship here at HubSpot. And what are the key takeaways that you've learned from your internship experience so far? So, what's that one piece of advice that you wish you knew before you started the internship?
Well, I think this question has come up a lot lately, and my answer always is like, I think the most important part of the internship is to get to know people, make meaningful connections, and just make the most out of it. And for me, that is, like I was saying, meeting people, trying to find opportunities to get more connections, to speak with people, to learn new things. So I would recommend if you're remote, you can always like find people and Slack them, message them, and ask for a one-on-one or like a coffee chat. Most people will always be very available and happy to do this. Or if you have the opportunity to go to the office, just like try to go to events, participate. You never know who you're going to meet and what that person can teach you. And I think the most valuable things here is those connections that stay longer than the internship.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. And what about you, David?
I totally agree with Rosie. I think one of the key takeaways from my internship is the people that I get to the opportunity to get to know in here in Hotspot, in the office, in not only in the office, because as a flexible and hybrid company, I've been able to talk with people in the US, with people in EMEA. So it's been the opportunity to get to know and get to learn from there. If you're considering like in a sales career in Hotspot, or growing in a company like this one, is to try and ask them, okay, can I follow your work for a day? How can I how do you do this? And that kind of things, I think the the availability of all the people to guide you and to really say, okay, you can improve in this part, you can do this better. I from this internship, I take a lot of new people that I get to know in things that I wouldn't dream of, like really a really great company to start your experience and go further.
Awesome. Wow. That is such powerful advice from both of you. I love hearing these key takeaways because they just show how much you've grown throughout your internship. And I'm just going to take this moment to say that I'm so proud of both of you because I've definitely seen the growth that you've had here as interns. And if I just had to sum it out, it sounds like taking initiative, staying curious, embracing the challenges are some of the biggest ways to make the most out of this internship. And for the audience here that's listening, these are things that you can start working on even before your internship begins, because again, they're only going to help you. I definitely want to squeeze in maybe one or two more questions before we open the Q&A. So I would love to just hear like how important it is. How important was networking and mentorship for your success? Like what advice would you give to build these relationships? Because we do emphasize at HubSpot a lot to do coffee chats with people. We always say this, if you begin your internship here at HubSpot, you're going to hear it a lot. Have coffee chats with people. So, what advice would you have for people who are trying to build these type of relationships?
Yeah, I think the mentorship is the most important part of this whole thing because when you get here, you have a lot of questions. There's many things you want to understand, and that guidance is very important. That guidance is what gives you the basis of everything you will be doing, everyone that you will be seeing, everything that is happening. So I think the most you can have is the best, especially if you find one person that you really connect with. It would be important for everyone in starting their professional lives to get a mentor. I think that is a very fundamental step for most people. It's very good to have like a role model that not only you can look for information, but is also passionate to teach you. And I think those type of relationship is what really like are the basis of the what we should be looking for at this stage of our careers.
Yeah, definitely. Good advice. What about you, David?
About the networking, okay, so take advantage if you can and be in the office, setting like the coffee chats that we're mentioning, or these one-on-ones, like these like 15 minutes meetings with people that you want to learn more about, and just tell them like, okay, do you want to take a coffee? We go to eat something in the cafeteria, because that's one of the advantages in Hotspot office is they're really great food. And having use of these spaces to really to get to know the future of your network, because like this is a really great part from the beginning of all of our careers. And the future is to see, okay, I met this person from my internship, and 5 years later, I'm still talking with them and building even new more connections and long-term connections. So I will give this that advice, like even 15 minutes with the most amount of people that you can, take advantage of that.
Yeah, and 10 out of 10 times here at HubSpot, everyone is always willing to give you the time. Like everyone always says yes. Which is crazy because you think like, oh, I don't want to bother anyone. You're not bothering anyone. Everyone is always willing to help you, to kind of give you their time and tell you about their role. They definitely are always open. So if you were to join your internship here at HubSpot, don't be afraid to do so. And the last question that I want to squeeze in before we open up the Q&A, obviously these students are applying to so many different companies, so many different internship programs. In your opinion, like what sets HubSpot apart as an employer of choice, aside from like other companies? So like why HubSpot over any other company? So yeah, tell me a little bit more about that.
Oh, Hotspot has a lot of difference in talking with friends, with other like other friends with other internship in other companies. I would say the culture, like, is not something like you say, okay, every company has a culture and they have like this guidance. No, you live this culture in Hotspot, like the kindness and the flexibility to be your own person, to have your ownership with your projects, with your tasks. Like there's no one that is going to be, okay, did you do this? Did you finish that report? No, you have to have ownership. So this is one of the main things that I love about Hotspot, is that allows you to grow as a person, not be pushing you or like making you, like be responsible of doing that and improving on your own. Like you don't have to depend of a manager. You're growing as a person. So the opportunity that Hotspot provides with that is been amazing.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. What about you, Rosa?
Well, I agree everything that with everything that David said. I would also like to add that the flexibility is what really convinced me at the end, because the balance with work and personal life is amazing. I think I've managed to do many great things in this internship, but at the same time, I've managed to keep my personal life very stable. I've had absolutely no problems, not late nights working or like late hours in the office, nothing like that. On the contrary, I feel like the work balance is like very, well, I don't want to say like slow, but it really allows me to have a very full personal life, which is something that I'm very thankful for. The flexibility to work wherever I want, and practically anytime I want, it's been great. So that is really what sealed the deal for me.
Awesome, amazing. I love all of the insights that you provided and your experience here and your day to day. So thank you both for sharing. So now I want to open up the Q&A. So if anyone in the audience has any questions, now is the time to ask. Because if you're considering HubSpot as an internship and you really want to be sure of your decision to join HubSpot, now is the time to ask. Don't be afraid to ask questions. So I will open up the Q&A. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them now. So I'll give everyone just a few seconds to ask. So I have one question from Daniel. So how can you maximize your chances of getting an internship in HubSpot throughout the selection process? Um, yeah, so I can jump in and answer a little bit, but you can share your experience as well. So as the recruiter here at HubSpot, some ways that you can maximize your chances of getting an internship at HubSpot is making sure you prepare for your interviews. So you do get prep material to help you prepare for the interview. So making sure that you're using the STAR method with your answers. So keeping your answers very concise. The hiring managers want to hear that you're painting a story with your answer, that you are reflecting on the examples that you're given. So just keeping your answers very clear and concise, and asking questions, and just making sure you're prepping as well beforehand. But David, Rosa, if you want to help answer, like what helped you kind of maximize your chances with the interview process?
For sure, I definitely agree with that. I remember for my internship process, I read the material over and over again, just making sure I understood all of it and I could like talk about it when it came the time for the interview. I would also like to say that HubSpot has a kind of it's not really a policy, but it's something that we abide for. That is the heart, which basically means that everyone that is in HubSpot is humble, empathetic, remarkable, um, um, transparent, and transparent. So if you can find a way to really highlight each one of these characteristics in yourself for the interviewer, and that would really show that you're a great fit for the company because everyone that is in HubSpot is someone that has all of those characteristics. So if you want to be in HubSpot, the best thing is to show that you have those characteristics.
Yeah. Anything you want to add, David, to that?
I will say like Ross explaining the best is be specific. Try to enter in details why you think you see as okay, humble, empathetic. I think the best advice is always to prepare. Take time in advance before the interview, and really like what I did was really prepare myself a lot of hours and take notes and repeat and maybe like at the end, after all the preparation, and I said, okay, I just have to be myself because I really see myself in the company. I really see myself in the value, and I really want to work there. And if I have the opportunity, that will be for me because that's who I am, and my skill set is set for that. So take that chance and really prepare yourselves.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing that. And then someone asked, how can we apply to complete your internship program with you guys? So the positions are going to open live in the first or second week of March. I'm going to be sharing the job board link for you to apply to your universities. So your universities will be sharing that link with you to apply once the roles are live. And then I have another question. What's the average of interns that stay on the company? Which is a great question because interns always want to know, like, how can I stay here at HubSpot after? Obviously, with every internship, it's not guaranteed that you'll stay full time at the end, but there's two factors that we always look at. So business need. So do we have open positions for the intern to possibly interview to? And the second thing is, how did the intern perform? Do we feel comfortable enough to offer them an invitation to interview? So again, two factors that we always look at are business need and intern performance. Let's see. We have a question from Nestor. How does the internship program help interns develop effective sales strategies and improve client interaction skills? So yeah, if you can kind of elaborate on that, David or Rosa. So how does the internship program help interns develop effective sales strategies and improve client interaction skills?
Okay, for that part, I would say since the beginning, first you have to understand what you're selling. So our basis was really understand what Hotspot is, the whole platform. We took these certifications about marketing, sales, service, and from there, when you understand what you're selling, you go and ask the teams and see the sales executives, which are the person that sell Hotspot, and ask them because every one of them has like different tips for that. They prepare yourself like you can have all the access of all the calls that we in Hotspot have to see if they're how the sales executive sell to new customers, so you can take notes on that. You can learn about strategies on different courses, and also I remember the manager, one manager, gave me like this kind of script. Is just like how to it's more called like a framework, the frameworks of selling. So these types of frameworks allows you to be prepared in different kind of situations. So HubSpot provide you with all of that and more. But if you ask for it, because I remember that was not included in my internship, but I really asked the managers to help me out with that.
Awesome. Anything you want to add to that, Rosa?
No, I think David said it very complete. One thing that is good to mention in this role in particular is more about sales strategy and what goes behind all the sales process. So it's not like we're going to have direct contact with customers or clients, although we do get a lot of information about them. And of course, you can hop on calls with the reps and learn about more about the selling process and what they do and how they do it. But particularly ourselves right now are kind of like learning how to do it instead of really jumping on it and doing it ourselves.
Awesome. And we have a question on what was the most valuable lesson you've learned? So since you guys are still in your internship, what has been the most valuable lesson you learned so far?
I think one of the most valuable lessons I've learned so far is to really come out of my shell and like push myself to do new things and things that I'm scared of. When I started, as I mentioned before, I'm a very big introvert person and I'm very shy. So tr speaking with people and just like finding new persons was very hard for me. And I was just always like keeping with the other interns and people I already knew. But the what I would say is that this internship has really forced me to speak with more people, take more initiative, and just like go for it, to say it one way. So the biggest lesson is that I shouldn't be afraid. Even if I'm an introverted, I can take different challenges and just like go for it and speak with different people for the things that I need.
Awesome. David, anything you want to add?
Well, the most valuable lesson, because I don't think I can pick only one, but I will try. Um, I would say even this is like really recently, like even if you want to do everything and be in every kind of project, like sorry, like don't try to shoot up more than you can. Like it's important to learn to say no, even if you have a lot of projects. There's no issues if you say no, but you have to understand that you in HubSpot you're having a lot of projects and a lot of I think fulfill the best of you can each of these tasks. So one of the most valuable is saying no and not being like rude or anything, just like being assertive and receive all these great insights that even if you can't do it, we can see in the future doing it. So that's one of the most valuable.
Awesome. And I think we have time for maybe one or two more questions. We do have a question on, do you have free will in the projects you are working on? I mean, can you take decisions on your own, and do the managers hear you when you suggest something?
Yeah, actually, I think most of the projects come from our own initiative. Of course, there will be like some base work that you will have to do that will usually very simple, not really challenging. So when it comes to actual projects, actual things that you want to do, things that you want to get involved with, you have 100% free will, and our manager actually encourages to do this, to take the initiative, to say what you want to do, who do you want to do it with. The more propositive, the more initiative you have, the better. So it's not like they're going to tell you like, okay, you'll be doing this and you can do anything else because this is your job. No, you for sure have like some base of what you'll have to do, but after that, the sky's the limit. You can take any project that you want, as many projects as you think you can take, and just like really develop yourself in those areas.
Um, David, anything you want to add to that?
Yes, I would like to add to the part like if our managers hear you is and I will say like these projects are not just to keeping you busy and like okay you are sending to you have to do something. No, like really our managers is like how is your project doing? How can we help? You can do this better. We present our ideas and how we are going all of the projects and they say okay you can improve in this part and they really want to. I think that's one of the main things, like they motivate you to be better. Like it's not okay you just finished that. No, what else can you do to improve? The most fulfilling things about the internship, like you enjoy what you're doing when you feel the support of your managers.
I love that. And last question, how long does a training process take? So I'll answer a little bit, but would love if David or Rosa can chime in a little bit on your experience. So with the training process, you'll go through a week of foundations training. So you're gonna basically train with everyone who joins on the same day. So you get to meet other HubSpotters. You learn about HubSpot foundations, the culture, a little bit more about HubSpot, and then you'll break off into your specific team where that's when you start your training as an intern. So if David and Rosa, you can chime in a little bit on your training process.
For sure. Well, our process in particularly was very long. I remember it was like the general training for HubSpot was like week, but after the training for our area was around a month and a half. So it was very long. But I think that is changing a bit. It's been evolving a bit. I see for the new interns that arrive, their process was way shorter. They had, of course, 1 week of training with HubSpot in general, but then for the area, they only took like 2 or 3 weeks before starting doing the job alongside us. So I think it's starting to get shorter and shorter. So yeah, it is evolving a lot.
Yeah, and basically the training will help you set up for success in your day-to-day as an intern. So it's continuous training. You definitely will get a lot of learning experience in the projects that you work on. And the last few questions that I have are just pertaining to the role, which I can answer next. So, which is how is the process to apply? What are the available roles? And the type of experience we're looking for. So I'm going to dive into that next. So I just want to quickly share what we look for in our sales internship, but we also have a customer support internship here at HubSpot as well. So I'll start with the sales one. So for the sales interns, this is a hands-on opportunity to dive into sales strategy, operations, and CRM management. So you'll work on real projects that analyze sales performance. You'll collaborate across teams. You'll drive impact. We're looking for people that are data-driven, adaptable problem solvers who are eager to learn and take initiative and possibly grow a career in sales. For customer support interns, you'll be working directly with customers. So you'll help troubleshoot issues. You'll learn how a SaaS company supports users globally. If you're detail oriented, you love problem solving and enjoy working in a fast-paced, dynamic environment, this would be a great opportunity for you to consider the support position. So both positions require strong communication skills because you're going to be working with different teams, different regions. We are looking for people that have curiosity and a willingness to take on challenges. So if you're excited about gaining real world experience in sales or even customer support, we'd love to see you apply. So again, our internship roles will open within the first 2 weeks of March. Once they're live, I'll be sharing with with your university the job board so you can directly apply. So keep an eye out. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out. I'll drop my email in the chat. So if you want to start sending your CV over to me, I'd be happy to take a look at it to see if I can place you in one of these roles. So let me just drop it here in the chat. Awesome. And lastly, I'm just going to close this out. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope this session was helpful for you. And a huge, huge, huge thank you to our lovely panelists. You guys both dropped major gems of just advice, great detail on your day to day. And we loved hearing about your journey here at HubSpot. Um, and I would suggest for all of you, if you want to keep up with HubSpot, to follow us on HubSpot Life on Instagram and on LinkedIn. And then we also have a student spot where you can get quick tips and advice on your career if you want to learn more about that. And before you all hop off, I would love to just take 2 to 3 minutes of your time if you can fill out this survey here. And this survey is so that we can evaluate the performance of our events and learn how to do better because we're always trying to improve our process. So here is the link to the survey. And we'll just take the last few minutes if you can fill that out quickly. Um, and yeah, anything else that you guys want to close out, David and Rosa, before we let everyone go?
Yes, sorry. I want to tell you if you have any more questions or like doubts or this process, you can reach out to us through LinkedIn. So I also send that through this chat, and we're always open to help, and we're receiving messages from other people. So this is take the opportunity if you like Hotspot. Don't be afraid of that.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for both dropping your LinkedIns.
Yeah, for sure. I would just wanted to say the same thing. I think HubSpot is an amazing company. I think it's for sure changed my life in the way I see myself in my career, in my professional life after HubSpot. I will be honest, I think it's very hard to picture myself in any other company right now. So yeah, I'm sure if I love it so much, you guys will too. It's really an amazing, amazing opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you for an amazing session. I hope you all learned so much. And yeah, I hope to see some of your applications come through. And we'll all talk soon. Alrighty. Bye, everyone.
Bye.